Hi guys, it's been a moment, long time. I'm gonna have the clicker go below so you can take a look at the numbers. If it's the first time watching us, please subscribe. If it's your second time watching us, please subscribe. If it's your
what about third time?
Third time, please don't subscribe.
Oh man.
But yeah, so get the clicker below. One positive thing: inventory is going up. Nothing drastic. Well, there's some caveat to why probably, but let's talk about rates first. Want to get a race, David?
Yeah, so let's take a look. We've had a rough last 2 weeks, and then today we actually got some improvements, but at the same time, that improvement was like 10 to 15 basis points. So what does that mean when you say basis points to rates? So up to basically 2 days ago, your average 30-year fix was 7.9%. Yes, that's correct. Now it dropped down to 7.79. So a little bit lower, which little is good. But at the same time, if you look all the way across the board, and these are all loans that, you know, if the rate's 7.79, APR is like 7.9 because those are no point loans.
Yeah. But
if you start diving into, you know, where a lot of people are looking at and going, you know, median price San Diego is 990. What about if I go jumbo and I'm buying a house for 1.5? That average is like 8%.
Well,
which is high.
Before we talk about the median price and all that stuff, I'm gonna actually pull that up right now. Okay, so here David just talked about the median price. This is for the attached market right now. Okay. So you can kind of see we're about 660 for the attached market. That's townhomes, condos, twin home, median, right? This is for the detached market. We're at $1 million for the median home price. We're a tad bit above it, but went under. So if you're probably hearing the news, oh my gosh, it's so crazy, median home price. Well, we're still at $1 million. So, anyways, all right, go back to what you're talking about.
So, you know, we could do the I don't remember the villain in Austin Powers. $1 million.
Oh, we got a comment right here. Let's see. Get ready, gentlemen. It's gonna be a war zone. Just real estate market, or I bet he said this real estate market is going to crash. That's,
you know, I'm gonna say, Angel, you should listen to the Peter Schiff podcast. You'll actually love it, and he's predicting 30% drop. And I gotta say, I'm gonna probably disagree with that, but I hope he's right, because if he is, I'm buying everything under the sun. But I do believe that we are headed into more of an economic downturn as well, because, I mean, it's unsustainable where we're at with the borrowing rates. Credit card debt's at all time. Well, let me finish the rate thing first. So average rates.
So let me get to the next question right here. This is old data. The data is from last month. It gets updated every month right there. So it's not technically old data. It's still relevant. I mean, if you're looking at the market, low inventory still out there. So anyways, all right, go back to you want to talk about rates?
Yeah. So to finish it off, like if you start looking at things average, like VA, FHA, those are usually the best games in town. Those rates are averaging now like between 7% and 7.25, APR 7.375. I got to add it in there for disclosure reasons. But if you think about that, if FHA and VA is up at 7 to 7.25, that's still the highest rates in over 20 years. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the ARM market is not that good either. ARMs are better for hugging right now than getting as a loan. I would say that for sure. And overall, it's like I will not be surprised if the data comes out and rates actually get worse in November. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer.
I don't think I have the data here. Okay, I'm going to bring this up right now. Okay, so one thing that was very intriguing about how many realtors have left the business is something about like half of the realtors since 2021 have left the business. But here's a crazy stat, and Dave, I think this is the one right here. Yeah. So this is from beginning of this year, March to 2022 to 2023. So it's going to be different now. Angel, this is old data because this is from March 2023. But I still find this so intriguing that you're talking about from that window of time, 51% of realtors in that window of time. It's not on the market that we're in, and it's probably going to be consistent too. Only 50% didn't sell one piece of business, and then another roughly 20% only sold one piece of business. So 70%, right, didn't really do that much of the market, and it's probably pretty consistent now. But again, it's older data. Looking to get that updated information out to you guys. But before I get into talking more about data, list to sold. Here's another intriguing thing, right? We're talking about list to sold. So if a property asking for 100, what's it going to sell at, right? So we're at 100% of list to sold. Now that's the median, not across the board. We saw last year, look at it, we saw about 97%, right? End of last year, we saw that 3% jump in the market, right? So we're probably going to see a little bit of that drop of list to sold, right? But I don't know, 30% is I think a huge number right there. But truthfully, it only take us back roughly to like 2 years ago, right? COVID time, right? Because we've gone up drastically more than that.
If we could go back to COVID time, the interesting thing about that time is everyone and their mother complained about how terrible it was. And yet they didn't realize those were the lowest rates you've ever seen in history, and those are never coming back.
Well, lowest rates and relative to the pricing, right? I mean, relative to the pricing of where we were there, we've probably gone up roughly about somewhere like 40%, right? Since basically the start of COVID. And now we're talking about if we have a 30% drop, I mean, and I personally don't think it's going to be a 30% drop. I mean, I could see something like a 15, 10, maybe somewhere in that kind of ballpark drop, but a 30% drop, I don't think we have the volatility to the market that we've had in the past where you've seen those drastic drops, and we have such low inventory out there. But again, I could be wrong. You could be watching this, and a year from now, you could be like, "Damn, that guy's an idiot." Right?
You know, but the reality of this is, Vinny, you don't get to buy today. Me and Vinny don't care if you buy today. It makes no difference whether you buy the real estate or not. But the reality of it is, whatever you buy in real estate, if you hold on to it for 5 to 7 years, you're going to win in San Diego County. Could I say that about other places? Probably not. But considering in San Diego, there's such a demand for people to get here with no homes for sale. Even if the market went down, let's say 15%, which I would be ecstatic if that happened, you're going to hold that property 5 to 7 years. You're still going to win. And you're going to have tax write-offs. And you're not paying a landlord. And you can raise rents. So it's hard to argue, at least in my opinion, it's hard to argue against owning real estate as me being a landlord and Vinny being a landlord, this way, then the advantages are huge. So
I mean, there's some horror stories, man. We have a listing. Our team does that. We had to give a 60-day notice, or the property manager had to give a 60-day notice to the tenant, and they lived there for 28 years.
Oh,
28 years.
Oh.
Like,
did they leave?
Yeah, they're moving out and everything like that. But I felt so bad in that situation. So when people go, "Oh my gosh, it's so difficult to purchase right now," because maybe you're paying rent of $2,000 and your mortgage is gonna be $5,000. I don't know, right? But you're talking about a big difference, right? But right, if rents are going up, by roughly somewhere 6% every year, because rents are going to go up, yeah, it might be cheaper to keep renting for the time being, but what's going to happen in 5, 10, 20 years? I mean, there's going to be a point in time where basically your mortgage is going to be more affordable than your rent, and you're going to own that property. You're building
that, Vinny, what you said, so profound for people out there listening. If you actually go to Google and you Google net worth of homeowner versus renter, that's going to be a shocking statistic for you. But I do agree with you. For some people, it's better off renting for right now. It's not for everybody.
Or get a condo. Get a condo that even if you're maybe losing a little bit rent, or find another area outside of California where you can basically cash flow. If you can cash flow, just get your foot into the market. So when that time comes about, you could always sell that and buy something else, but at least you have your foot in the market. That's my perspective. But anyways, okay, we got 10 seconds. We got really quick.
Oh man, 10 seconds.
Here's the question right here. We're going to answer this next time. But you feel free to text myself or David. How much is the least expensive detached property selling in Imperial Beach so far this year? What's your guess, David? And I put it's a cash financing, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, around 1,000 square feet.
And it's SFR? Yeah,
SFR.
detached. 290.
290 is his guess. What's your guess? All you have to do is text myself or David. We would love to get you some money.